My fiancé looked me dead in the eye and said, "I need you to sign this NDA before we get married. It states that my intellectual property, my thoughts, my future business ideas, and my personal brand are solely mine, and you owe me a 15% consulting fee from your salary for the emotional support I provide that allows you to work your corporate job." I stared at the document. Then I looked at him. "Sounds like a solid business plan," I said. Then I canceled the caterer, the venue, and the honeymoon, and I sold the condo out from under him while he was at a vision board workshop. I'm 29, female, a senior data analyst. Julian, 31, male, is a self-proclaimed visionary. We've been together for 4 years. For the first 2, he worked in sales and things were great. But 2 years ago, he got laid off and decided the corporate world was stifling his genius. Since then, he's been building his empire. Spoiler alert, his empire consists of a podcast with 14 listeners, mostly bots, a half-finished crypto mining rig in my guest room that drives up my electric bill, and a mountain of credit card debt under my name. I covered the mortgage, the utilities, the groceries, and his networking tabs. I did it because I believed in him. I thought it was a rough patch. But last Wednesday, the delusion hit critical mass. He sat me down at the kitchen table. He was wearing a suit, which I paid for, and had a PowerPoint presentation queued up on his laptop. "Lena," he began, using his podcast voice, "we need to optimize our synergy. I've been analyzing our relationship, and I've realized I'm the CEO of this household, and you're essentially the investor. But investors don't get to sleep with the CEO for free." I blinked. "Excuse me?" "It's about value exchange," he said, clicking a slide titled "The Domestic Rebranding Strategy." "I'm vibrating at a higher frequency. My presence elevates your status. But I need capital to scale. So the NDA protects my genius. The 15% tax on your income is for my mentorship. And I'm moving into the master bedroom alone. I need a sanctuary for my creative flow. You can take the guest room. Oh, and I need you to cook more protein-heavy meals. My brain needs fuel." He looked so proud of himself, like he'd just invented fire. "So," I said slowly, "you want 15% of my gross income, the master bedroom, and a personal chef, while you contribute $0? "I contribute vision," he corrected, "and once my brand takes off, I'll cut you a dividend. But right now, you need to invest in the asset." I looked at the NDA. It was written in crayon-level legalese. He'd clearly Googled scary contract words. "I need to process this," I lied. "It's a big opportunity." "Take your time," he said benevolently. "I'm going to a weekend retreat in Joshua Tree to align my chakras. It costs $2,000, by the way. I put it on the Sapphire card. We can sign the papers when I get back on Sunday." He left an hour later, packing my expensive luggage into his car, which I pay the insurance for. The second he drove off, I didn't cry, I didn't scream. I felt a cold, clinical clarity. I pulled up my banking app. Step 1, I reported the Sapphire card as lost, stolen immediately. That $2,000 charge? Declined. Step 2, I called a realtor friend, Sarah. "Remember how you said the market is hot? Can we list the condo as a pocket listing? Cash offers only, quick close?" "I have a buyer who wants a place in your building yesterday," she said. "If you can be out in 30 days, they'll pay 20% over asking." "I can be out in 2 days," I said. Step 3, I called 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Julian was a hoarder of assets. Old electronics, broken furniture he planned to flip, boxes of nutritional supplements he tried to sell in a pyramid scheme. I pointed, and they hauled. Step 4, I packed my clothes, my books, and my grandmother's china. I booked a long-term Airbnb in a different part of the city. Step 5, the locks. I didn't change them. I just left the key on the counter. But I did shut off the Wi-Fi. and the power, and the water. I called the utility companies and scheduled the disconnect for Friday afternoon. By Friday night, I was sipping wine in my new, silent apartment. My phone buzzed. Julian. Babe, card got declined at the retreat. Embarrassing. Fix it ASA. Also, bring me some cash. The reception here is bad. I didn't reply. Sunday evening arrived. I was safe in my new place. My phone started blowing up around 7 p.m. Julian, 7:03 p.m. Why are the lights off? Julian, 7:05 p.m. The Wi-Fi isn't connecting. I have a live stream in 20 minutes. Julian, 7:15 p.m. Where is my crypto rig? Where is the furniture? Julian, 7:20. Lena, pick up. Have we been robbed? I waited until 8 p.m. to send a single email. Subject: Investment Report. Dear CEO, after reviewing the domestic rebranding strategy, the investor has decided to withdraw funding due to poor performance and a lack of ROI. The condo has been sold. The closing is in 10 days, but since you are not on the deed, you have no legal standing. The utilities were in my name, so I canceled them. The credit cards have been frozen. Your assets, the junk, have been liquidated to cover the cleaning fees. Your clothes are in black bags in the lobby with the doorman. I suggest you leverage your vision to manifest a place to sleep tonight. Best, the investor. The fallout was nuclear. He didn't manifest a place to stay. He went to his mother's house. Patricia, a woman who thinks the sun shines out of Julian's tear ducts, called me at 11 p.m. You heartless witch, she screamed. He is an artist. You threw him on the street. He's a 31-year-old man, Patricia, I said calmly, and he wanted to charge me a consulting fee to be his girlfriend. He can consult you now. Monday morning, Julian showed up at my office building. He tried to get past security, screaming that he needed to negotiate the severance package. My firm is full of very bored, very aggressive security guards. They literally carried him out by his armpits while he yelled about his intellectual property. My boss, a terrifying woman named Diane, saw the whole thing. She called me into her office. I thought I was fired. Was that the visionary you told me about? She asked. Yes. Good riddance. Take the afternoon off. Go get a massage. By Tuesday, Julian had rallied his troops. His entrepreneur group, 3 guys who sell drop-shipped sunglasses, started harassing me on Instagram. They called me a dream killer and a corporate shill. Then I got a DM from a girl named Kinsley. She looked about 22. Hey, I'm Julian's business intern/mentee. He's staying on my couch because you were so abusive. He told me everything, how you stifled his crypto mining. He needs his rig back. It's worth thousands. I laughed so hard I choked on my coffee. Dear Kinsley, I replied, the rig was made of old graphic cards he bought on eBay for $50. It never mined a single coin. It just cost me $400 a month in electricity. If you want to support the vision, he's all yours. Check your electric bill next month. Wednesday, the real kicker dropped. Julian tried to access our joint savings account, the one I'd been contributing to for our wedding. He found it empty. I'd moved my money out weeks ago because I had a bad feeling, leaving only the $50 he'd contributed 2 years ago. He sent me a text. That is theft. That was seed money for my app. My lawyer will be in touch. What lawyer? I texted back. You can't afford a lawyer. You can't even afford a Spotify subscription. He actually found a lawyer. Well, a legal consultant he probably met on a Reddit forum. I received a cease and desist letter demanding I return his proprietary business equipment and pay him $50,000 for emotional distress and loss of future earnings. I handed the letter to the partners at my law firm. They treated it like a comic strip. One of the senior partners, Mike, drafted a response pro bono because he found the situation hilarious. The response outlined proof of purchase for every item he claimed, all my credit cards, bank statements showing he had contributed $0 to household expenses in 24 months, a counter-demand for the $15,000 in credit card debt he racked up on my authorized user card. We sent it on Friday. On Saturday, I found out through a mutual friend that Julian had started a GoFundMe. Title, Visionary Silenced by Corporate Greed. Help Julian rebuild his empire. Goal, $100,000. Raised, $15,000 from his mom. The description was a masterpiece of fiction. He claimed I was a narcissistic abuser who was jealous of his spiritual awakening. He said I sabotaged his launch. I didn't report it. I shared it. I posted it to my Facebook with the caption, "For anyone wondering why the wedding is off, here is the empire I refuse to fund. Enjoy." The comments were brutal. People from his high school, his old sales job, and even his cousins chimed in. "Dude, you borrowed $200 from me in 2018 and never paid it back. Didn't you try to sell me expired steak knives? Lena paid for your veneers. Sit down." 2 weeks later, today, the dust is settling. Kinsley, the mentee, kicked him out. Apparently, the consulting fee applies to everyone. He tried to tell her how to organize her apartment and demanded she buy him organic grass-fed beef while she was working double shifts at a cafe. She didn't have my patience. She threw his bags off her balcony. Julian is back at Patricia's house, living in his childhood bedroom. He tried to text me yesterday from a burner app. "Lena, I forgive you. I've realized that your toxic behavior was just a cry for help. I'm willing to take you back, but the terms have changed. 20% consulting fee, and we live at my mom's until I launch the token. I miss your energy and the espresso machine." I blocked him. I also got a call from the condo buyer. They're doing renovations. They found something behind the drywall in the guest room, Julian's office. It was a stash of vision boards, but not normal ones. They were photos of my friends with notes like target for investment, easy mark, and possible affair partner if Lena gets annoying. I felt a chill, then immense relief. I didn't just dodge a bullet, I dodged a nuclear warhead. I'm currently sitting in my new apartment. It's clean, my bank account is growing, I ordered a pizza with toppings I like, and I didn't have to listen to a lecture about how the gluten is blocking my third eye. Julian is currently trying to sue Kinsley for property damage regarding the balcony toss. Kinsley is countersuing for harassment. I realized something. He wasn't a visionary, he was a vampire. He sucked the money, energy, and joy out of the room and called it synergy. To anyone out there supporting a partner who treats you like an ATM while calling themselves a CEO, close the wallet. Watch how fast the love turns into a lawsuit. Edit 1. People are asking about the crypto rig. I didn't steal it. I left it in the hallway. Apparently, the doorman thought it was trash because it looked like a fire hazard made of zip ties and duct tape and put it in the dumpster. Julian dug it out. It's now in his mom's basement. Patricia posted on Facebook asking if anyone knows how to set up a server because her genius son is being sabotaged by technology. Edit 2. My credit score jumped 40 points since I removed him as an authorized user. That higher frequency he was vibrating on, it was just the sound of my money burning. Edit 3. I ran into Kinsley at a coffee shop. We actually talked. Turns out he told her we were roommates and that I was his landlord from hell. When she saw the GoFundMe and my post, she realized the truth. We're getting drinks on Friday. The Julian Survivors Club is officially in session. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But in this case, the prize is living with your mother at 31 and explaining to the court why you think vibes are a valid form of currency.